Hello there, welcome to my channel. Today I have a new journal that I just finished. It's a Shabby Chic journal. It's a fabric cover. It's actually kind of lacy, 2 layers or 3 layers of different kinds of embroidered and lacy fabric over cardstock. The top layer is like a wedding dress veil type material. And then these are some appliques that came off of a wedding dress, and then I um, dyed them to be just lightly pink to go with the pink shabby chic nature of the journal. It has a lace closure. Inside it has these are vintage hankies that I've cut into pockets. They're kind of see-through a little bit, and then I actually put a little bit of fabric stiffener on them to give them a little bit of body. Very pretty, very delicate and pretty. Most of the paper in here is from, not most of it, some of the paper, about half the paper, is from Antique Papery on Etsy. Like this is from her and this is from her. There's a little envelope that I made, and inside I have a rose, a little bit of digital card, and a little cluster. A little bit of ephemera, digital ephemera, and then an embossed card that I inked. Lace on the edges of some of the pages. This is a needle book cutout that I used a digital of a seed catalog on, so not from a needle book, but the actual shape is like a needle book. And then a journal card. A cluster. This is from Antique Papery. Gorgeous papers. It's a pocket with a altered index card, napkins, and fussy cut it out. The lady and the butterfly behind her. I did a little bit of stenciling different places. This is some rose-colored dot graph paper that I just created for this. This is a blank receipt. I have these digitals in my shop. Another piece, a little piece of ephemera, and then an embossed card that I colored with. I used some Prima Art Alchemy metallic wax in the old silver color, and I think they use beeswax in this stuff, and this stuff smells excellent. It's got a wonderful fragrance to it, and it comes out a little shiny. I think while I'm moving this around here, you can probably see. I don't know if my webcam picks it up, but and another cluster, and this is from a vintage needle book, an actual original page, and I washi taped it a little bit in the middle so that it would give it some weight. A tag that I altered, put a little not vintage, doily on it. I watercolored the doily to get that color. A couple little pieces of ephemera, digital ephemera. This is from Antique Papery. All the papers have been either tea stained, coffee stained, probably tea stained, and then either that or inked. Tea stained, and then this is all inked. I'm not sure if I probably use Lindsay Stamp Gang on that. A cluster that I attached to the page in a die cut. another cluster, another emboss tag using that embossing wax, and then this goes over the edge. This is from Antique Papery. So I just love this little image here. It just comes in this size, so it's not a big one, but I think it would make a great journal cover, but it doesn't come big. Maybe she'll watch this and go, oh, I can do that. All right. Oh, okay, but an embossed envelope. And inside, I have the rest of those digital receipts. They're all blank. They're really cool. And then this comes another little cutout from Antique Papery, one of her digitals. I got all these from different parts of her digitals. They're not all just one kit or anything. This is from her store. A cluster and just some dot graph paper that I tea stained, coffee stained, tea stained, probably tea stained. A cluster that I've attached, and you can make a little tuck out of it. This is from Antique Papery. A pocket, a doily, some cheesecloth. This is an Antique Papery digital on the front. This is Antique Papery paper, and then I put doily, colored doily on the edge there. And this has different areas that you can tuck things. It doesn't have to be just one area there. A little bit of digital ephemera, some blouse tops from the 1800s. I was trying for a really shabby chic attitude. And this is a digital printout of a French newspaper, probably 1800s or early 1900s. I just really love the page, black and white, and I think I tea stained it. I'm gonna maybe try to find some that I really like and maybe make a digital of that in my store. And then a rose cut out right there. This is from Antique Papery. And this is the center of the signature. And on this, I took 2 parts of doilies, but I backed the doilies with some wax paper to give them a little bit of weight. And I used watercolor to color these. And then I put some of this wax over it. I got 2 embroidered butterflies to put, and I didn't put the wings all the way down, and then some little pom-poms to make the middles. And then on the bottom here, on the 2 strings that hang down, on the one string I glued 2 pom-poms together. I have a notebook that I did this to, and I use it a lot, and I keep playing with the little pom-poms, so I thought it'd be cute to do it in a journal. And then on this one, I just have a pearl, pink pearl, and a heart. And these are just tied in, so you could take those out. And then the centerpiece is from a vintage art book. And then I gessoed some of it to give it a more shabby look. And then you have a journaling card on this side and a little bingo card on this side. Antique Papery. And these are those page hanger things that you can take off. They're like clusters, but you can hang them on the page. So they add to the page, but they're not permanent. A cluster. Music sheet. This is original ballad music from Rosamund. I'm probably saying that wrong. And these a lady makes on YouTube. I can't remember it's Snippet something. And I just love them. They're like a raggedy snippet that they're not attached. They hook over the page, and you use up all your scraps into making. I just think they come out really cool. Look at that side. So you just use different pieces, and you try not to be too symmetrical with it or in line. And this came from a embroidered, it was like a table topper, but you can see through here. So I cut the part with the flower out to make a pocket, and then it has a little pocket here. And then I think there's a little pocket in the back too. I backed it with a little bit of paper so that when you saw through you could see some of the script. Another one of those raggedy side page. And they can go from the top too. They just hook on a cluster that I glued on so you can make like a little tuck. Antique papery. And another lady on YouTube makes these. These are little doily booklets. And you just tear the paper around the edge, how many pieces that you want, and then you hook it over the page on both sides. So it makes a decoration plus a little booklet. So cute. And then I use a little alpaca yarn on to tie it. A cluster, and that whole page is inked in a bright pink. And this pocket is another one of those tags with some doily on it. And it should have in the back, then right here in the front, and then that one that it came out of. And then it has a little one right here. And that's from the wedding dress. Vintage wedding dress. And this is a vintage glassine envelope that I altered. And inside I put just a little piece of embossed paper. And some more of that rose-colored dot graph paper. An altered guest check with napkin, and Fussy cut her out. And this is a vintage gift card that I got, and I roughed up the edges and glued it on the page, and then I added a couple little beads to the string part that you would use to tie to the gift. And this is some antique papery paper. And the last thing is another one of those hanky pockets with the flowers on the top. And I have a little clustery piece, another tag, and then this is a piece of digital ephemera that I copy stained at the edges. I'm not quite sure how many pages this is. I will leave it in the description. I always forget to count those at the end. And I'll leave it there for you guys to see. I love these, this fabric. It's like a lacy cover. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.